Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. Whenever you're watching this, I'm working on some more how-to videos and basketball stuff in the near future. But because I want to make this channel more personal, I wanted to try out doing my own kind of story time stuff and sharing with you some real life updates and other kinds of stuff that's happening in my life. All while playing some Fortnite in the background, which is always nice because I don't have as much free time anymore to play it. So if you've read the title of this video, I'll be talking about a tech interview that I had in the last few weeks that went terrible. But I wanted to use this opportunity to reflect on my experience, the mistakes I made, and the things I thought that went okay. So hopefully someone can take from this story and, I don't know, find some kind of inspiration or maybe learn from the things I did. So some background here. I am a college senior and I'm majoring in computer science, hoping to be a software engineer one day. And at the same time, you know, do YouTube and do all kinds of cool stuff with basketball, coding, video games, and all that. I feel really blessed and fortunate to be in the position I'm in because having worked at a few different companies for internships during my time in college, my resume is kind of packed with a lot of cool stuff. So because of that, I was able to get a few full-time interviews. And for full-time, I mean after graduation, like starting my career as a software engineer. So preparation for tech interviews is always kind of tough because especially during the semester, you have to balance studying all your algorithms and all your computer science fundamentals along with balancing classes, studying for homework, all that other fun stuff. And for me also, I like going to the gym, I like doing YouTube, a bunch of different stuff. So it's always kind of hard trying to balance everything and make sure that you're not caught out slipping like I'm about to catch this guy when I turn this corner. But in that particular week, it was just a lot of work. I had a project due and I had a phone interview coming up with this company that I really felt good about. I'm not going to share the name of the company right now. So phone interviews with tech companies usually runs for about 45 minutes or an hour, where the first 5 minutes is just talking about yourself and the interviewer. That could be like a software engineer or someone that works directly for the position that you're applying for. We'll just tell you about their day, tell you what they do and stuff. And it's mostly just small talk because that's not the real bulk of the interview, which is gonna be for about 30 minutes where you're gonna get 1 or 2 technical problems where you're expected to come up with an algorithm to solve it. One example problem could be given numbers in a list, return the 2 smallest numbers. Now that sounds kind of easy, but it can definitely get really complicated, especially when you have complex problems where you have to trade off between different kinds of constraints. And yeah, it just gets really complicated. But for the sake of this, let's just say I was given one problem. And this problem in particular, I had never seen before. Now that's the goal of an interview, for the interviewer to give you a problem that the person has never seen before, but I literally had absolutely no idea how to solve it. So the problem itself is really complicated to explain and it's irrelevant to the story, so I won't need to mention it further. What I do want to talk about is more about this interview and how I made a decision to do something that essentially caused me to fail this interview. So more context, this was the second phone interview I had with this company. In the first phone interview, which had the same format, I received a question that I was able to solve like completely, fully, 100%. When this second phone interview came around, I received the same exact question from the first phone interview. So of course, it was that moral dilemma of, should I tell this person that I've literally seen this exact thing, or should I just solve it? Because these interviews are looking to see if I can get the right answer or not. Of course, if I communicate well, if I am able to articulate what's in my head, that can count for something. But at the end of the day, if I'm not getting the right answer, it's not going to look well for me getting hired. And the best way to get the right answer is if you've seen the answer before. So this was a really weird situation that I've never really been a part of, so I was caught by surprise. But I decided to let the interviewer know, like, hey, I got this same exact question X amount of weeks ago, because I feel like that's something that's really easy to confirm when they like go through all the results. And in general, I was feeling pretty confident. I solved that last problem without too much trouble, and I was like, yo, I can I can do any other replacement problem easily, and how wrong I was. So back to the problem that we were talking about, the one I bombed. It was almost impossible. I did solve the first problem, the first part of it, which was kind of like the warm-up section going into the main chunk of it. But the tough thing about interviews is not only are problems hard, most of them are actually in fact doable if you like gave yourself an unlimited amount of time to really think about it, to really see all the possible ways you could tackle it. But again, these interviews are 45 minutes in total, but with 5 minutes before talking about your resume and stuff, and also like maybe 5 minutes afterwards to ask the interviewer any questions about the company, you really only have like 30 minutes to do a problem of any kind of size, of any kind of difficulty. And I think that's the main thing that's wrong with these kinds of interviews. And tests in general, you're expected to do so much in a limited time span, when it takes me like 10 minutes on average to even fully understand what the question is asking me. And it just takes me time to warm up in general. If you know Tobi the Great, you saw my 100 shots video, I shot 27 out of 97 in the recorded part, but after we stopped recording, I shot 10 straight 3-pointers, but nobody in my audience will ever know because it wasn't recorded. So likewise, in these interviews, you don't really get a chance to truly show your technical skill because you're just judged in this time span. And I don't know, I didn't really like that part of it. It seems like the best way to prepare for stuff, if you're not a genius, is to practice all kinds of problems so that if you haven't seen it before, you've at least seen something like it that you can apply to solve the problem. Which is really what I should have done, just prepare more. But man, it really sucked. I really thought about it afterwards, and to this day, I still have no idea how I'd solve the problem. And even searching online, I've never seen anything like it. I can't even remember how to describe it. If I do, I might put it in the description, and one of you geniuses could tell me the answer and how easy it was or whatever. So this problem, for me especially, was an example of one of those hurdles in life that are just impossible to climb over for the time being. And that can really set you back mentally when you're faced with something that you have no idea how to tackle. And yeah, it was really bugging me that whole day and like a few days after that. But man, I'm Tobi the Great. Like, I bounced back eventually. In the end, like, you have to treat hurdles in life like stepping stones, and then you just can use them to reach your next goal in life. So I wasn't really tripping out for it. So you don't have to take much from this story, except that sometimes you will face hard things in life, and sometimes you're gonna fail. Sometimes you're gonna suck. But at the end of the day, like, that's just life, and you can use that as an opportunity to build off of it and be a better person at the end of it. So for me, not only did I just make content, make a YouTube video out of it, I just feel like more motivated, I guess, to get prepared to not ever be in that situation again where I'm like, dang, I have no idea how to do this. So if you like this story and you like these kinds of videos, pressing that like button does a lot for my channel, so I'd really appreciate it. And you can comment below your reaction to this story. Do you think I should have spoken up and said that I've seen the problem before? Or what do you think about the experience in general? And I've got a bunch of new videos planned and on the way, so stay tuned, and thank you again for watching another video. Peace.